I'd like to share with you a personal story. While I was standing on top of the podium, having just won that 400-meter hurdles in the Olympics, three things were going on for me. One was a sense of relief that I hadn't blown it, because I was actually intending to win. A second was euphoria, because to get a world record in gold at the same time was a dream come true. But the most significant was the third thing that was going on in my head. I was questioning why me. Anyone in the Olympic final could make the podium. But the fact that John Sherwood and I were standing on there as equal slowest on paper going into that final had me wonder, why is it that some people under pressure get closer to fulfilling their potential and some tend to tense up? And you know you'll put some youngsters in for exams and they don't deliver what you know they're capable of. And that question of what is it that allows people to fulfill their potential rattled around in my head for some years. While I was full-time teaching and coaching at Boston University, they told me that I could take one course free each term, each semester. And I thought, what a golden opportunity to do my final degree and look into what makes an achiever. And I interviewed, in the original survey, 83 people from 22 sports in a dozen different countries who, in their sport, in their era, were the best in the world, or among the best in the world. And they had lots of things in common, but two attributes stood out: high degrees of awareness, high degrees of personal responsibility. And they were aware. How aware do you think they were of their goals? Crystal clear, sound about right. And they were aware of their own strengths and weaknesses and what it would take to work on both. And can you imagine if they didn't have their coach show on a particular day, them going, oh, terrific, a day off? Absolutely ridiculous, because they would get on with something that led them towards their goals. So the two attributes of awareness and responsibility being writ large, for me, is how do we bring those out in people? And if you know a better way than asking them questions that engage their brains and have them think through being the best they can be, then I'd be very grateful if you got back in touch. And if you can possibly find a way of enhancing those questioning and listening skills, because every good question follows on from what the person has said. So being able to listen well and listen between the lines, listening to their mood and what's the intention, and how can our questions actually make them think more deeply about what could be their next step and what ownership could they take for moving themselves forward. So I hope you're successful in actually enhancing these questioning and listening skills that are the how-to of empowerment. So thanks very much.